Hey, okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to Story Rant. Not Story Rant. It's Story Talk. Story Rant is a YouTube channel that I was just interacting with. Story Talk. I'm Eric Hackler, and as always, if you're tuning into this, I'm going to be looking two different places because this is Instagram. Hello, and this is YouTube. Hello. So I'll be bouncing back and forth between both, but right now this is just is a different kind of one to the ones I usually do, because because right now we just finished the online premiere of Cushioned, of the new short film that I wrote and directed. It just went live on YouTube. If you can find it there, you can also watch it on Instagram, where you'll just have to turn your phone sideways, but that's on my page. Yeah, so it just finished, and now I'm gonna just chat about it for a second, talk about a little bit about the process. I'm gonna try to keep this relatively short. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, rewatching it. It's like I was also the editor on it, so like I've watched it so many times over the past 2 months. But still, like, knowing that it was now live and knowing that it's now going out to people I see it in a different way. It kind of puts me in an audience mindset, and it was cool. It was really cool getting to see it in that perspective. That was kind of neat. I've also come to the understanding that the two monitors I edit with have different like color tones to them. And how things look on one monitor might be different on the other, so I need to make sure that I'm watching everything on both. Not that hurt the movie at all. It's just my own little when you know every little thing that you think you could make better, you tend to notice both. You tend to notice it, all the little details that no one else picks up on, and it's the thing with editing a movie where I can go through and I can agonize over which take do I use from a certain shot or certain performance, and I can go crazy over which one's the best one. But unless I pick a genuinely bad one, which happens from time to time, I'm not perfect. But unless I pick a genuinely bad one, like the audience never knows. Like they've got no idea that there was another take that might have been different, might have been like better in a different way or whatever. So. So that's, I noticed all the little details, but also just, wanted to just think, looking back on the film and the process, and then watching this again reminded me of what it was like on set. Two kind of small disclaimers real quick. First off, that is not Susie Redling's actual shirt. That's one that I had to buy, and completely fucked up my Amazon recommendations for a little while. So Susie was forced under protest to wear that shirt. That's not her idea. And second is this movie exists because Ellie Stuck is good at talking to the police. We almost got shut down on night one when the cops showed up to not specifically after us, but just to clear people out of that spot, and Eleanor, being amazing at just talking to people, got the cops to let us film. And if we hadn't done that, if she hadn't done that, this movie would be very different. So that's the multiple times people saved the movie, people who were not me saved the movie, and that's worth celebrating. Also, officers Morgan and I forget what your partner's name is. If you're watching this, there you go. We told you we were making a movie. We said it'd be out at the end of September. We were a little bit off, but the movie still came out. There you go. We held up our end of the bargain. Thank you for not, being the police. Let's see. What else can I talk about on this one? I can, let me tell, just, if I told you that, two of the cast members had not acted in film before, I don't know, I think I would get just a plethora of different random guesses, because it every once in a while I have to watch this and remind myself that this was, I believe, both Sally and Susie's first time on doing a film, and just like Susie has a phenomenal like theatrical history, and so it was just to adapting playing a character on film. And Sally is, if you follow Sally Stardust, you know how much of a amazing performer they are. But I believe this was also their first time taking on a role, and both of them just did phenomenal work. Like played so well with Aiden and JM and Amber. Just yeah, no, just really exceptional work from the whole cast. And I was there's a filmmaking sort of trope that says that that 80% of directing is casting, and I don't believe that's I'm not sure that's where I'd put the percentage, but yeah, casting gets the amount of like I stressed about the casting of this film more than anything else in the production process. I had lists and like, okay, if this person's available and this person, those two could work well together, and this that works. I'm not sure I buy this is different. I'm not sure if that fits with the script. Do I want to change the script to match? Do I like this dynamic more than the script? And it's just, you go through every single iteration of that, and like I am so blessed that I had an embarrassment of riches of all the people who were open to being considered for roles and who read for the parts, and like I could not be more thrilled with this team and how they came together. But I do still have the original lists of the other pairings and trios that I was considering, and any of those could be an awesome movie as well. So I like getting to the end of this and being really happy with how it came out, and just being so impressed with this cast is a really nice thing to be able to say. And just the exceptional work everyone put in coming into this with minimal rehearsal, with kind of with a very quick short shooting schedule, and just bringing it together. This was a really awesome experience for me working with this cast. Like, and the thing about the thing about like how much of directing is casting really does come down to it doesn't necessarily do all the work for you, but it does. Once you get on set, if you have that cast who are just there and are creating with you, it's like it makes the on-set work so much easier. And this was just a joy to work with this cast. And like, you might notice I overtalk. I'm sure they got sick of me, over explaining the point, but yeah, no, I had such a dream time working with the cast. And then like getting on set and talking about this crew, like Eleanor and I had been wanting to work together on a project for a while, and this was our first time doing it. And I was trying this is my first time like really handing all the camera work off to a camera operator. And also because we were doing this like every little short scene in the movie is a single take. Like there's no edits. This movie is like 18, not even that. I think this movie is 12 shots. Like it's all just these kind of minute long takes. And so handing that responsibility, and there's dolly movement and camera move and crane, and like we got the crane in and all the stuff, and then that last shot where we're literally going up a whole staircase, and handing that off to somebody was a huge leap of faith on my part. And Eleanor like never disappointed. Like apart from saving the movie from the police, Eleanor is just so incredibly good at her job and so incredibly talented. So there's that. Also cinematography. Let's talk camera. Let's talk Keegan. Keegan was just like, there's so many people I've worked with who like can talk about the camera specs and the color temperatures and get the light meters out and stuff. Working with someone who you can talk character and story with is really refreshing, and Keegan is that. Was such a pleasure to work with on this. We would experiment with stuff. We would try different, and usually when we're on a tight schedule, you don't get the time to experiment. But Keegan made that really fun and really easy, and we could play and we could adjust, and it was awesome. And then as you saw in the at the end of the clip, and our little tag at the end, and Keegan sitting there and says he has a headache. Yeah, no, second day he was a little bit, he had a headache. He was feeling kind of down, and which just meant he was hanging out like off screen. Him and Maggie, our producer, were both kind of hanging out off screen. They had the monitor feed going to their phones, and they were over there and they were just giving notes, and it was like, I'm sure Keegan would have preferred to not have a headache for that, but just having him there and having him give his feedback and his and like his insights was so valuable on set, and it was a real joy getting to work with him, and kind of getting to see like this story that I wrote through his eyes. And this movie would not have looked nearly as good as it does without Keegan's insight and Keegan and I kind of pushing each other to improve it. So yeah, Keegan, absolutely amazing. Let's talk sound. Let's talk working with Edo. This is my first time working with Edo doing the on-set sound. Edo was so much fun. Edo was a delight. If you're not following him, you should be. And if you are free on any of the times where he's DJing at like, local bars and stuff, like, go hang out with him. He is a totally awesome dude to hang out with. He's a really good energy on set, and he's wonderful. Yeah, Edo is a blast to work with. And there's always that worry, like, and the sound always gets forgotten and always gets left behind, and so like I try to make a conscious effort to make sure that sound gets what they need, and Edo was a great collaborator for that, and for just being a really, like, yeah, just a great presence on set, and also knowing what he needs, and speaking up when he needs it, and making sure that we accommodate sound to make sure, because this, how a movie sounds, matters so much. It's not it's the cliche is film's a visual medium. It's not. It's an audio visual medium. You need both, and one gets ignored and shouldn't. And Edo is phenomenal in that role. And then we're gonna keep on the phenomenal track. Go to post. Alex Ayers at Mountain Label Music, just exceptional work putting together the soundtrack, and also the sound design and the sound mix, and also exceptional work taking my mountains of notes and making them make any kind of sense, because I like Alex actually asked the question that like every person who works with me in post shouldn't ask, which is, are you sure you don't have any other notes? Because I can nitpick, and I do, and Alex handed in a cut that I was really happy with, and then asked, is there anything else? And I was like, all right, you know what, yeah, let's make this a little better. And so there's kind of an ongoing theme through this of people pushing me to make this movie better, and like thank you so much for doing that. If I had just been my whole crew, this movie wouldn't be as good just on a technical level, but it also wouldn't be as good, like I wouldn't have been pushed to like, and wouldn't have had people around me telling me to make this movie better. So that was awesome to have, and Alex is phenomenally talented at that, and just, yeah, like, he also, this is the thing I told everybody, is that I want this to be fun. I want this to be a thing where you don't feel like you're working on my movie, that you're making something that you're proud of. And Alex, like, huge credit to him, took his time, like, learned what he needed to learn, and made something that he can be, I hope, can be really proud of, because I think he did a really phenomenal job putting the sound design and the sound mix together. And again, I keep using the word phenomenal. It's the one word I've got for this cast and crew. Kate Stadelman doing the score was just, like, everyone on this movie is a dream to work with. Kate is no exception. Also, again, gets the award for taking all of my notes and making it make sense. And especially in music, that's harder, because, like, in sound design, I can send Alex things and be like, hey, can we add a sound effect of this here? with Kate, she's getting notes from me being like, can we make the music a little sharper here? And she takes that weird nonsense and made it into something that sounds better than I was imagining it could. So yeah, it's such the music does so much with this movie. We talked through it and figured out the beats of it and how it was gonna, how it was gonna play, that it was gonna be more thrillery and kind of more omnipresent. There's an excited kid outside. Gonna be more of an omnipresent during the thriller kind of apartment stuff, and then quieter and much more subtle during the city stuff, and then like we're building to them getting their music back, and Kate just made it work so well, and it's just so much fun to listen to, and just Kate is such a joy to collaborate with. So there's that. And then bringing it all together is Maggie Ronk as our producer, who I cannot say enough good things about. If you took each of these individual people out of this thing, the movie would look substantially different and to varying degrees worse. If you take Maggie out, this movie either is like, that's the biggest detriment, it looks substantially worse, or it doesn't happen at all. Maggie just held this movie together by her genuine, she is an actor, she has been a producer, she knows how to she's not just looking for detail, for production details. She's watching performance, she's giving notes in that regard, which was wonderful. And she's also just does the thing that a good producer should do, as they're the rock who the whole thing turns on, and a good producer who is just there reminding us all that we're making this, that this thing is important, and that we're gonna do it, and that we can make it better, is it's so influential. I can't overstate. Again, I don't think this movie, there's a substantial chance this movie doesn't happen without Maggie being on set and making this movie, and just by her presence and her ideas, just making this thing better and make it happen. So yeah, that was, and she that last shot where we going up the staircase, that's at the beginning, Maggie's down at the bottom, she's the one operating the dolly and pulling the camera back when they come in, and then Eleanor is the one on the actual hoist, raising the camera up, and then at the end, as soon as it gets up to the top, I'm getting my hands on it and controlling it for the end. But so not only is this huge, and Keegan is over there keeping an eye on the monitor, making sure the camera, with the second line to the camera, making sure it doesn't turn when it's not supposed to. And it's just forget the whole film, that shot couldn't have happened without this collaboration, and without everybody not only being good at what they do, but also understanding story and understanding character, and knowing how to adjust, how to use the camera in a way that conveys it. Because we can talk through all the details, and we can plan it all out, and this shot's going to do this, and you're going to have to do this until this point, and so on and so forth. But it doesn't, until it comes together, until it's, you can sit down and have the same conversation with 10 people, and when you start shooting, you will know which of those 10 really understands how to tell a story through image and sound. And we got incredibly lucky that we had this cast and this crew who all either understand, either are experienced enough to know how this works, or to just have it in their bones that it's just true for them, or a combination of both. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else to say about this. 3 of the cast members were wearing my clothes, I think. No, not count, if I'm gonna count the shirt that I had to buy for Susie. Had that. If anyone catches if anyone catches kind of the thematic meaning to the apartment stuff, let me know in the comments. Or on YouTube. Because I have no idea how obvious my symbolism is, so let me know if that comes through. But yeah, trying to think what else, just rewatching this. I am this sentence might come back to haunt me. I think I did a pretty decent job not misspelling anything in either the captions or the credits. I had to go back and fix one of those in the last cut, so I think I got it. Yeah, this is just, I don't know how to, like, I'm twitching because it's just we did it. This movie's out. It's done. This was an idea. Like, I was brainstorming, trying to come up with a film that I wanted to shoot, and something small that I could do. And I woke up one morning, like, after brainstorming a ton of ideas and kind of knowing basically what I wanted the story, how I wanted the story to play, and the sort of, like, I knew, two different things kind of juxtaposed, and I knew I wanted to kind of make a comment about enabling behavior. But then, like, I woke up one morning, I woke up with the image in my head. That's kind of the first shot after the title with Phyllis. At that point, it wasn't a name; it was just a person hiding in their own apartment behind a couch. I saw the light coming in from the window and hitting their face, and I saw past the couch to the other people having a discussion about them. And as soon as that happened, it was like, okay, I know what this is. I know what this story is going to be. And so getting to go from, like, a jumble of words on a page to like an image in my head to slightly more coherent words on a page to more words on a page, but now formatted in a format that Hollywood agrees is correct. And then just the process and the stress of reaching out to people and getting people to read the script and working with people and so on and so forth. And it was just that whole process coming together and finally, like, being on set, making the movie already is, like, that's a huge thing. There's moments in filmmaking where you just feel everything click. You're just like, oh, yep, that's okay. We're things are going to happen. And, like, the first one is finishing the script. The second one is not necessarily locking, like, it's starting to lock in crew. The next big one to me is not just locking in crew and cast, but locking in schedule. When you're like, okay, we have days, we have it. It's this is it. We're locked in. That's amazing. That's the next one. The next one is finishing it. The next one is wrapping the shoot. Cool, we've got the movie. It's in the can. We've shot it. Then you got to get into post, and then and then there's, like, smaller things for rough cut, final cut, etc. Once you get that, and then it's release. And just having gone, it's been a very long time since I've gone through all of these, especially in this quick of a sequence, and to have a movie that I'm really proud of and had such an amazing time working with people on, and it's and, like, we've got the cast has, like, a group chat and an email thread, and there's been a lot of comments about let's do another one, is just so exciting and such a blast and a pleasure. So yeah, just I'm still kind of twitching. Really quick, I want to run through the special thanks, the people who were thanked in the credits, because I want to call them out by name. Adam Lapallo, you recommended Edo, so thank you. You saved this movie's sound. KL Dote, you provided a bunch of our craft services and provided some recommendations for crew people who didn't get to work with on this one, but who I'm now connected with, which is cool. So thank you for that. Rob Kenzie, who runs the Northern Virginia Movie Co-op, just awesome person to collaborate with, awesome person to talk to. Gave me some really good insight on the film and on the project. Phoenix, Shelby Lynn, Maria Lisa, and Stephanie, just, like, we talked this script to death. We read it. We spent hours discussing it in person, discussing it on the phone, making adjustments. Like, this movie, the script is as good as it is because of all of the amazing effort you all put in, and then also just being supportive throughout the whole process. And then Emily, first of all, being supportive, but also Emily gave us the medical boot that Sally is wearing, and I was thinking, how do we make this movie without that? And Emily was like, well, I was wearing this for because I had a surgery and I just got it off, so do you want it? And yeah, that ended up being also being hugely important. So yeah, I think that's all the special thanks. I'm gonna pull this up just to double check, make sure I'm not missing anything, because I would hate to leave somebody out. But I got two. There's two more that I missed. I gotta bring up. First of all, Sean Krellin, who also, if you want to look them up, they're on Instagram as Ego Von Hubris. They are one of Sally's partners, and just delight to meet with, to work with, to talk to. Really, really positive support, and just a wonderful person to have involved. And then Paisley LeBeau, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Paisley, call me out if I'm not. Who was originally part of the cast and then got sick, but was still like, is still like, would very much fit in with, like, everything I said about the cast in this movie is true of Paisley, and she was in the production for, near enough to shooting that I know we had character discussions, we had costume discussions, she was putting in the work, and is just, I want to credit her as part of the cast because she is exceptionally good and a really, a person that I would recommend working with as much as I would recommend everybody else in the film. So yes, so Paisley is in the special thanks because we still need to make a movie together, but you did have a contribution to this one, and it mattered, and it made the movie a little bit better. So, okay, this has gone on for longer than I thought it was going to. My pulse is still racing, so I need to, calm down. I have sweet tea over here, and that's not going to help, but I want it, so I'm going to drink this. And yeah, so Cushioned is out. It is on YouTube. It is on Instagram. It is around. It is on my... Something's went off. It's on my Patreon, which is, if you're on YouTube, is linked below. Everything on Patreon is free. It's a place where I can put all my work together. If you're on Instagram, it's in my bio. So if you want to keep getting updates, follow me on Patreon. We've got a new short film that we're going to be slowly starting pre-production on, the next one in this little collection. I have the script for it right here. It's called Repercussions, which you can, on YouTube, you can see correctly. On Instagram is backwards. But it is a very different kind of movie. It's a short film about escaping sort of the nonstop social media notification noise through by connecting with the people in your life and with your community through music. And it's a fun little short. It's a couple of pages. There's no dialogue. It's just going to be a fun, hopefully, should be a really fun project to shoot, and then a really fun project to watch and to listen to. Because again, audiovisual medium. We're gonna play some music on this next one. So, all right. That having been said, I'm gonna let all of you go. Thank you so much for joining this, for watching Cushioned. If you were part of this project, you have my endless thanks. This was amazing. You brought back a love of filmmaking that I had not lost, but had put very deep aside. And if you watch this, also thank you. Also, yeah, huge thank you, because you're also part of this, and you're bringing back, you also, this is what I'm feeling right now is all of you bringing back my love of filmmaking in a different way, because I'd forgotten how much fun it was to release a movie and to get to share it with people and talk about it. It's been so long, and now I can do it. So, all right, that being said, have an amazing night. Have an amazing, amazing Mischief Night, All Hallows Eve, whatever you want to call it. Happy Halloween, happy fall, and yeah, keep tuning in. If you make stuff, keep making your stuff, and if you like watching stuff, stick around, because I'm going to be giving you more stuff to watch. All right. I'm going to fail at ending both of these the same way. So we're going to say goodbye to YouTube. Bye, YouTube. You're amazing. The people on YouTube, parent company, iffy, really iffy.